Alright everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video with Fat Phil, and here are 7 more harsh character opinions about Galaxy of Heroes. I'm excited for this one because there are some pretty good characters on here, characters that people use all the time. Get ready for some harsh opinions, guys. Let me know what you think of these down below. As always, make sure you guys like and subscribe, leave comments, let me know what your thoughts are, guys. We want to hit 5,000 subscribers. We hit 5,000, Wampa hits Relic 8 on a special live stream. We'll make sure to do some other fun things on that live stream, guys. I love interacting with you also. Make sure, guys, it's free, right? I'm not asking you to, throw, go out on Patreon, anything like that. All I want you to do is hit the subscribe button, guys. It helps grow this channel, and it's free to you guys. That's all I'm asking, all right? So let's get into our harsh opinions. So we've got it titled Worst Characters. Clone Sergeant is the first one on the list. And the reason he is here is because of his ship. This ship is the most, I hate this ship with a burning passion. Everybody puts this with their negotiator, and everybody who does is wrong. You want this ship as far away from your negotiator as possible. It has a super high reinforcement priority. What that means is that this will be the first reinforcement that comes out in your negotiator fleet. I would say 9 times out of 10. If it's in that fleet, it's coming out first. I've watched this ship come out before Plo Koon's ship, and you think, oh, that's not a big deal. It is when I'm using my Malevolence and everybody's got buzz droids, and then this thing comes out and I get 2 more turns to destroy your entire team with those buzz droids. So do not even put this ship. I never use this ship in Territory Wars, GAC. I never use this ship with my negotiator. I will run it with Resistance. I will run it with any other, sometimes I don't even use it at all because it's unfortunate. It's a very good tank. It's a thick ship, but the AI uses it horribly, and because of that, it's a horrible ship. Remember, guys, a character is only as good as the AI uses it on defense. If you're going to place your negotiator on defense, this ship needs to be sidelined because the AI plays it terribly, brings it out, and it just makes it, I laugh when I watch this thing come out in reinforcements. It's literally a sigh of relief for me. It's free turns for, I've seen Plo Koon's ship and never come in as a reinforcement with my Malevolence when people use this ship in reinforcements. So guys, Clone Sergeant, just horrendous. It's a terrible, terrible, yeah, I hate it. And it grinds my gears. I've been telling my guild to stop doing it for forever, so now it's out there for everyone. Alright, next character on the list, Jedi Knight Luke. No, just kidding. He's not. No, it is Jedi Master. No, just kidding. It's not Kenobi either. No harsh opinions about them. But HK-47. Alright, this is a harsh opinion, but his Zetas, he's not a good character anymore. He had his time in the sun with Darth Revan, but with Darth Malgus coming into the game, he's got some niche uses here and there, but really, because Darth Malgus is here, you never use HK with Darth Revan, and that means that there's better options everywhere else for droids. I think you could use him with Dr. Aphra, but again, there's probably better droids you can use in there. He's not a good character anymore. His kit was completely built around, Death Mark and Fear, which are all about Darth Revan, right? I mean, this one even calls out Darth Revan as the, leader. It just really unfortunate, but he's a character that he's the first to be replaced in that Sith Empire team, so it's not worth investing in. It's a harsh opinion that you just want to use him to get Malak, but that's the truth, guys. I can't even recommend saying, oh, he's a good character until you get somebody else. Find a replacement. Just pretend that you need him for Rex, and then you're going to move on from him. It's just not worth it for a very long time because his kit, he is the first to be replaced every single time. Trust me at that. Jabba the Hutt is here, and this is a harsh, but the alt is trash. So what I really mean is that the AI doesn't always target who you'd want. I have watched the AI. I have a full team of Jedi Master Kenobi going up against Jabba, and I've watched the Ranker try to eat my Jedi Master Kenobi, which it can't, right? It just deals damage to him. So then I get a full team of 5 still going at Jabba's team. And if he ate a Commander Tano or Ahsoka, GK, whoever, he could eat anybody else in that squad and is decent. Really, you'd want him to eat your Commander Tano every single time, right? But the AI doesn't play it that way. The AI doesn't play it smart, and that's a huge problem. That is one of my biggest complaint with his ultimate ability is that the AI does not play it smartly, and it's a harsh opinion that his ult is he's still a very good character, guys. Do not get me wrong, but his ult is not as good as we like to give it credit for because on defense, it's not making the right decision, and that's a big part of a character's kit. Do not think that it's not. His entire defensive viability relies on him eating that correct person, that ranker coming in and having a snack of Commander Tano. it picks out my Jedi Master Kenobi, and I am laughing. I mean, I've literally laughed before watching that, and it's horrible. You know, it's another way to think of it too. If you're using like Supreme Leader Kylo Ren or Rey, and you're an ultimate ability with your GL, like I do this all the time. I see that rancor coming, and I have Kylo. I'm hitting ultimate because I'm gonna watch them trying to eat my Kylo, do nothing to him, and then I'm gonna destroy him. Like it just is. It's one of those that it's not as good as we give it credit for because there's so many ways that it can go wrong with targeting the wrong character. So that's that's the Jabba. That's the alt is trash. Maybe that's a bit of a stretch, but it is a harsh opinion. That's the whole point of these videos, is that we're doing harsh opinions. All right, Visas Marr. Look, you have to use Visas Marr. She goes with Starkiller, and she is a threat. But if you haven't noticed, she always uses this ability first, right? All allies gain health steal and recover health, right? And if Visas Marr is at full health, revive a random defeated ally. If this is the first thing she's using, there's never a defeated ally. The amount of times I watch a Starkiller go up against a Starkiller team, watch her do this ability, and then it's a huge cooldown. Look at this. It's an 8-turn cooldown. Like, what? She's never going to get to use that again. I mean, it's crazy. And like she doesn't get to do, like, look at this. There's no way for her to recover that, right? Like, if any buffs were dispelled, any debuffs reduce the cooldown of 1, right? So, I mean, like, I don't know. Dispel any, deal damage and dispel any debuffs on Visas and another random debuff. Target a Sith, Visas Marr, this. If any debuffs were dispelled. So that's, I don't know, it's just, like, 8 turns is a lot. And even then, like, this does not happen enough, right? Like, there's, like, most teams, like, you're not going to take debuff-heavy teams against Starkiller because you can't daze them, you can't stun them, so you're not really using debuffs to beat that team. I don't know, it just kind of annoys me that she should not use that ability first. Use this one first. At least use this second, right? Like the AI. And again, there's a common theme here, right? That the AI just plays some of these characters terribly, and she's definitely one of them. Like the first turn revive when everybody's still alive. I hate it. I can't stand it. All right, Darth Vader. This is, people, you got to understand why. So Darth Vader uses his Force Crush ability first. The reason he does this first is because back in the day, you only ran him under Emperor Palpatine, so that was the way to ensure that, yes, okay, he's going to Force Crush, he's going to gain turn meter, he's going to Culling Blade, whatever. But now, you don't use him with Emperor Palpatine after the early game. You're always going to use him by himself or with, like, Merciless Massacre should be the first thing he uses. I don't care. Even if I'm running him under Emperor Palpatine, if I could place him on defense and still have him go into Merciless Massacre, that's better than... Because he'll sit there, he'll Force Crush, and then I've watched him Culling Blade, and then sometimes I've watched him Merciless Massacre. It's crazy. Just on defense, he's such a liability, because unless you're using that turn meter gain from Palpatine, he's going to Force Crush first, and it's going to do nothing to your... Like, in a Lord Vader team on defense, Darth Vader there is not really a threat for a long time, because he's not going to Merciless Massacre right away, and... It's a harsh opinion, guys, but defensively, just a complete liability because of that. If he entered Merciless Massacre first, he would be a phenomenal defensive character. Like, are you kidding me? You'd make him so fast, and then he'd just walk around, Force Crush, Culling Blade somebody. Like, he could be so good if they just updated his kit to say, please don't Force Crush unless Emperor Palpatine's there. I mean, come on. That's not that hard to do. All right, next is fives, and you're doing the enemy a favor with fives. Like, what? It's his taunt. He will use this ability, and if no allies are taunting, he taunts for 2 turns. You never want fives taunting. You almost never want fives taunting. Like, even when I've had a General Skywalker team where fives has taunted, you're doing me a favor, because now, like, when I've had General Skywalker in cover, I just did this the other day with my Wampa, where General Skywalker is down, and fives taunts. And then they start, hitting Wampa with his, so Wampa, all of his counterattacks are going on fives, which meant that I was able to kill fives because he was taunting. And then, like, Rex, I would have easily killed Rex when he hit. Like, the fives, the hit that I killed fives on was a basic that would have counterattacked Rex. Killed him, would have caused fives to sacrifice, boosts everybody's health protection, would have made that fight so much more difficult. But because fives did me a favor and was sitting there taunting, it was easy for me. So it's just, I understand that they were trying to do things, but with all these things, you'd think that they'd update his kit to say only taunt in XYZ situation, or even just take his taunt away. I mean, it does the enemy a favor when he taunts, because you're going to target him first anyway. All right, and then this is my final harsh opinion, and yeah, oh boy. People are not going to like me saying this. I'm just going to put that out there for you guys now. Like, nobody's going to like me saying this, but Maul, like, ignores damage immunity. And by ignores, it's not in a good way, that, like, his attack, like, in 3v3 especially, if you bring, like, I brought Beskar Armor Mando, and I put damage immunity on my Han, and then, or I think I put it on Chewie or Han, I can't remember which one, and then Maul does his attacks, drops somebody below the threshold, I get to put damage immunity on that character again, and then Maul just sat there and kept using damage immunity on, like, to, you know, just kept bashing me. If he'd have used his, you know, middle ability, right, this Fervent Rage, because he dropped him below 50% when he still had 3 stacks of Anguish. So had he done this, he would have been back at his max, and then would have been able to delete my team. He would have. Like, he 100% would have deleted my team. But because he sat there with my whole team in damage immunity and just like seething rage, he did nothing, then was left with only 2 stacks of Anguish, and I was able to delete his team, and I walked away with full banners. Just, again, I understand that you can't write character kits perfectly, but let's take a second here, and let's go back to something that you wrote Jedi Knight Revan's kit to target Traya first with his mark, and target Nihilus second. So don't tell me that you can't program a character to be smarter than that, because you 100% did that with Jedi Knight Revan. Like, there are definitely characters that have targeting orders. You know, Han Solo, why does he always stun Watt first? Like, we're not dumb. So it's not that hard to code some of these things just to say, hey, Maul, if they're in damage immunity, don't use your Seething Rage, just use your basic, or get back to 5 stacks and wait for him to leave it, right? Like, that's not a hard thing to do. 5's taunt, that's a different situation, but really just say, like, don't use this ability ever. Vader Force Crush, come on now. Just don't make that his first ability. Make it Merciless Massacre. That is not a tough switch to do in game. Same thing with Visas Marr. We're back at that, right? I mean, Jabba's ult. This one I will say is a little bit different because there's a vast, a variety of teams that you're going to use. But really, it should just be like, don't target Galactic Legends unless they're the last person left, right? I think that's like the smartest thing to do. Like, just, it doesn't take a lot to make an AI better. You just need to make them smarter. You know, HK47, he's the only one that I don't have a problem with the AI. Just, I wanted to put him on this list. He's the only one that's kind of the, you know, he's like the black sheep of this group, that it's not the AI that's the problem with him. Just, he's the first character to be replaced in that, you know, Darth Revan team, so you don't want to use him. Like, you just get Malak and be done. And then finally, I mean, Clone Sergeant, just stop making this the first reinforcement priority. Like, please. Just, no. Give Plo Koon the high reinforcement priority and get this dude the heck out of Dodge. Make him like the last ship to come in, if that. I mean, yeah. That's the list, guys. Hopefully you enjoy my harsh opinions. As always, make sure you like and subscribe. Comment down below. Guys, let's hit 5,000. Let's get Wampa to Relegate. I love all of you. May the Force be with you, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.